Hello, my name is Tui Quartermanch. I'm the founder and CEO of Procore. Groundbreak is all about celebrating and learning from groundbreakers. That is the folks who are true innovators, the relentless minds who don't settle for the status quo and who go above and beyond to improve the lives of those in construction and within their communities. In a moment, you'll hear from Terry Olenek, President and Managing Director of Multiplex Canada. Terry has accumulated a wealth of knowledge in his local market through 25 years in the Toronto construction industry. With an entrepreneurial passion for developing people and product, Terry drives innovation and is leading the evolution of construction approaches at Multiplex as they continue to expand across Canada. Terry is LEED accredited and currently sits on the board of directors for Canada Green Building Council's Toronto chapter. He's also the co-chair of the Urban Land Institute's membership committee. I also personally consider Terry a trusted friend and advisor, which is why I'm so honored to welcome all of you today to today's session. Smarter Construction Starts with Digital Transformation. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Procore, for inviting us to Groundbreak. Always excited to collaborate with Procore and especially CEO Tui and the entire team. Really pioneers and challenging the face of construction. So just before we begin, I'd like to give you a little bit of background on Multiplex. Multiplex is a international construction company established in 1962 in Australia and have built over 1,000 projects around the globe in excess of about $80 billion. We are a Brookfield-owned company and bring leading expertise and strong global relationships to every sector we work in. A focus on collaboration with all of our project partners, 2,400 employees, more than 1,000 completed projects. And what I recently learned and was fascinated by it was there have been over 500 Brookfield-owned projects that have been built using the Procore project management tool. We know what the driving forces behind change are, and I'm here to discuss digital transformation as a construction company. Digital transformation does not just happen, it's an evolution and a progression that requires strategy, planning, commitment to fully utilizing the digital tools available to us. Transformation cannot happen without change, and let's get behind the key drivers. So more and more often, you're pressured for time, budget, and efficiency in construction. But most of all, it's about resources. How are you enabling your resources to be more efficient with time, their budgets, and efficiency? Our industry's biggest challenge is increased pressure to build faster, safer, and more efficiently. So when facing that with high stakes and the stakes getting more challenging, how do you enable people and your most precious resource to be more efficient? We would say a digital foundation is our biggest opportunity to stay on the front foot. Digital foundation is our biggest opportunity to advance our industry and be on the front foot, take on demand to build quicker, better, and achieve higher sustainability targets and deliver projects safer. So let's reflect. Let's use these next few slides as an opportunity to reflect as to where we've been, where we are now, and where we're going in the future. Let's take design as the first example. 2D hand drafting once upon a time was design. Took a lot of time to share that design with between the MEP, architect, structural engineer, and then somehow that made its way into construction documents, and the construction company would then estimate and build a job based on those drawings. And there wasn't a lot of real advancement in understanding how it fits in time and space. Then today we have building information modeling, BIM, which is now given the opportunity for people to integrate their design in a collaborative way in 3D. But it still requires a significant amount of people and time interface. Let's fast forward into the future and understand where autonomous digital design is going to take place. We're already there with certain automation, certain processes as it relates to design. It's going to become a very powerful platform that people are going to really want to take advantage of, be able to speak the language, parametric design, and then understand all the data that's driven from that in the future. How do you harness it? How do you keep it? What do you do with that data? Then there's quality. In the past, you'd identify a clash or a conflict on a drawing, wait a couple of weeks for an RFI to get answered. Meanwhile, 16 other RFIs have been generated, and you're really on your back foot as it relates to solving these challenges on site. Today, BIM clash detection allows you to be proactive in understanding and establishing where these clashes could be and eliminate them before you have several people standing around on site, scratching their head, trying to understand, now what are we going to do? How are we going to maneuver around this and yet keep the flow on the construction site? Moving forward to the future with quality, there's going to be, and today it exists, augmented reality is going to become the norm as it relates to understanding in time and space what you will be building and being able to assess and measure what was built on the site versus what was planned. Planning in itself, building a construction schedule can take weeks and months, depending on the project. It was usually assumed that you would be using a 2D model. 2D are basically planning off of drawings, whereas today we can actually connect our federated model to the schedule, and it allows you to present and build a 4D schedule, which takes you to that next step of not only do you understand what it's going to look like, how it's built, logistics of the project itself, the logistics of the project, and now you can start to understand constructability, time and space, and this now becomes available to people right in their own hands. Fast forward to the future, there will be, based on previous schedules, AI-powered scheduling or parametric scheduling that will optimize a schedule and run it in different iterations, thousands and thousands of times within less than an hour, and come out with what's deemed to be the most optimized schedule for the project. But you really need to be able to understand the power of 4D scheduling now to understand what the future is going to look like. Sustainability, material assortment, material diversion, those were sort of early days of sustainability in construction. Today, now modeling the performance of the building is something that happens often. Moving into the future, embodied carbon analysis is probably going to be the way that owners decide who they're going to pick as their construction partner, design partners, and the materials of the site. We believe at Multiplex that owners are soon going to be making decisions of construction and their facilities based on embodied carbon rather than cost. And how can you demonstrate that to your clients other than through your model? We can't just drop technology into a business or a site and hope it'll work. It's a behavioral change underpinned by education and a strong digital strategy. So when embracing technology, it's really important to have a culture of innovation. Understanding the ecosystem of your group or your company, and how willing are they to share and develop on the ideas of the people, and how are they being heard. Harnessing the right tools, leveraging technology is a real business impact. There's so many choices in construction technology that you really need to make sure that you've got the right tools in the right people's hands and you're not overwhelming them. And that comes down to strategy. Having a digital strategy as your North Star to guide the transformation forward. Educate. Education is essential to ensure digital tools are fully integrated and adopted by all project partners. So you really have to have a plan to work in technology change into an organization and then embrace it. Like I said earlier, there's so many opportunities to bring data together and sort of funnel it through in the organization, if you will. What we have found at Multiplex is that there are so many options for technology and how to bring a building to the construction stage, construction drawings, if you will. But once you've gathered all that information, you need to capture it somewhere. And this is where we start to see Procore as a real effective tool as a construction company. Sorting through all of the drawings, the models, the schedules, they all need to reside in the right place so that your people aren't overwhelmed with this information, and they need to have it organized in such a way that it's always top of mind, but the information that's available to you is the most current information. So having Procore as our base for project management has allowed us to get organized digitally very quickly. We moved from construction drawings to as-builts, and then set every project up as assuming that the owner eventually is going to want to build their facility and replicate it in what we call a digital twin. So our journey is basically understanding through the design, coordinating the design, using Procore as the communication tool between the designers, the constructor, and the owner to really help organize everybody in a digital design model. We then will develop site logistics, simulate construction, and produce a safety plan within the same model, and then produce ultimately, as we facilitate construction, we'll use it for fabrication data, 3D virtual geometry, and ultimately the as-built, an LOD 400 model, which then sets the owner up for a digital twin. What Procore allows is you to take all of the information from early days in the design, through the construction, through to the as-built, and be virtually ready to take on the static and dynamic assets of a facility. So at Multiplex, we take a model-first approach to every project. What is model first? We take 2D drawings and virtually build the project from the ground up, if you will. Hopefully, there are 3D models available for us to build on, but if not, we can always take the 2D and build it. We'll federate the model, bringing architecture, mechanical, electrical, logistics, and structure together. This allows us to create an LOD 400 model as a source of truth for cost and eventually embodied carbon, and detect and resolve design clashes before they happen. So 4D model allows us to combine the federated model with schedule. 5D allows us to add cost. 6D now moves us into identifying carbon. So I'm now going to play a video for you that helps you in 90 seconds, help you understand what a model first construction company looks like. So many aspects of the model can be used to communicate different information for different clients. In Procore, we can keep track of things like concrete pours, anticipated concrete pours, and all of the stakeholders can simply pick up their mobile, their iPad, their computer, and understand where we're at on a project at any given time, any given part of the day. So it's an all-in-one construction management software that helps us deliver quality projects safely, on time, and within budget. Used to manage and monitor all aspects of our projects, connects all of our people and data on one platform so everyone has real-time visibility of the latest project information. And that is so powerful as a collaborative tool. No one is guessing. No one's trying hard to find the information. It's all readily available to them. And once they become comfortable driving Procore, we have found as a tool, it's a real advantage over construction companies that aren't using it. So along with the traditional construction methods, everyone has a way they like to do their business. Clients have a way they like to customize their communication, the way they're communicated to. And that's one of the things that we really like about the flexibility of Procore, is that it has customizable workflows to meet the specific requirements of each project while still keeping it simple enough for anyone to use. And the real key is the simplicity that it brings to the project, because digital transformation can be a daunting thought in itself. But when you start to take all of the data, put it into Procore helps sort it out for you and brings up the most current information. It really does make digital transformation quite simple. So anything from the pre-construction process to critical project communication, document control, change management, owner reporting, budget management, deficiency management, tendering, and on-site project management. All of these things are possible and organized through Procore. So it really is connecting everyone, all the stakeholders on a global platform. So there's user interface customization. You can set up your platform and work through the analytics. If you have certain construction related softwares that you need to connect through, there's the Procore app marketplace. And we've used that in quite a few opportunities for ourselves to link process, link information, so that we're not the ones trying to gather that and put it into Procore. It goes and grabs it automatically. So, from a pre-construction process where we're helping establish early days from a napkin sketch, if you will, what the project's going to look like, all the way through bid management, handling all of the tendering through Procore, project management, quality, safety, design and coordination, resource management, and then financial management, really make this a transparent tool. Our operations director, Pedro, his words are, "Gone are the days of going to site to review an issue, then having to go back to the office to review the related drawings. Our field supervision staff have every detail they could ever need at their fingertips." Our head of estimation and construction, Procore has made major improvements to our industry. It has established one source of truth that is accessible virtually anywhere, anytime, on any device. And now, and that has never been the case, more the case now than ever. So basically what Julia is saying, you can carry your drawings in your pocket. And if you were to walk around our office, you would see that we hardly have any drawings in our office or on our sites. Everything is brought up virtually through the Procore app. Jason will say Procore enabled Multiplex to move from a basic document filing tool to a proper project management tool. Procore is a game changer that in just 2 years has enhanced alignment internally with our project partners. So what we've learned is that Procore is quite vast. There are a lot of moving parts and pieces, if you will. You can go down several roads with Procore, understand what, a Procore tool, how it works best for you. Maybe start off with some of the basic tools within Procore, get your organization used to driving them, and then start to move into the more advanced aspects of Procore, like the analytics tool. Technology is making construction more lean. I like to use the word hidden factories. There are several hidden factories in the construction process, doubling up of time and effort, even logging a deficiency, which I'll get into further in the slide deck. But a lot of these things traditionally took a ton of time, and you really didn't know how many people were acting on the same process at the same time, making your efforts very, very inefficient. Procore and technologies, digital technologies, remove hidden factories. They help eliminate unnecessary time and effort, making people's work lives easier. And really, our industry is hungry for technology. It's hungry to make people's approach to construction easier and faster. And the one thing you can really do to help resources in construction is take a rock out of their backpack, if you will. When I look at an example of removing a hidden factory, let's go to deficiency management. So once upon a time, you'd have someone go around the site, circling drawings, taking pictures, maybe missing some elements, going back to their desk and spending the next 2 days preparing a deficiency report, etc. Now, with the use of their mobile phone, the phone knows where you are within the facility in time and space. You simply take a picture, you log the deficiency, and all of the appropriate stakeholders are notified instantly. Think about how much time and energy has been saved by removing the old process or the old hidden factory, and then managing the rectification of the deficiencies is just as simple. So how can construction as an industry achieve digital transformation? As I said, construction is hungry for digital tools available to us. We're digitally focused. So how can we deliver construction and improve our abilities? I think it's really, really important to understand the whole world is moving towards a digital twin. I would say in the next 5 to 7 years, it's going to be a very, very common tool and common concept that at the end of the project, you're going to deliver all of the data that came with design, construction, as-built, operation into a digital twin. So why not use that digital twin as the North Star to align yourselves in how you're going to organize your data? Organizing data in itself can be so many different things to so many different people. The one beautiful thing about Procore is that all of this data can reside in the model, and it just makes it so much easier to hand it over for that ultimate digital twin. So harnessing the digital tools at our fingertips allows us to put for the constructability of the project, the 4D models into the hands of those working on site, connecting visual data collaboration operations to improve quality, coordinate, and collaborate more effectively reduces errors and waste, and consultants love it. They can now quickly understand and ascertain what your challenge is and how work with you collaboratively to solve it, keeping the owner connected at all times. So an example of Procore and our 4D model allows our construction teams, and our superintendents are well versed at driving Procore in the field, relying on the 4D model, the federated model connected to our schedule to help really understand and communicate to the subtrade community and our subtrade partners, this is what's coming up. This is what we're going to expect from you. This is when these deliveries need to occur. Heads up, these are going to be the installation challenges so that everyone is aligned with a visual model in hand. Imagine if the construction industry was truly focused on delivering a digital twin. So at Multiplex, we pride ourselves for being a model-first construction company. We know the end game is going to be a digital twin, but the industry isn't there yet. There's so many people in the industry still trying to figure out what electronic tools they're going to use, how they're going to deploy them in the field, how they're going to manage their data. But if everybody were to think in terms of let's align ourselves with the North Star, we all move in this direction of a digital twin, the entire construction industry will start to develop a mindset towards using tools like Procore into pre-construction, shop drawings, constructability, handover, and the process then becomes a lot easier for everyone. Integrating all design and construction as-built data with static and active assets to optimize not only building performance, but people performance. So as people now start to understand the value of data, what data can bring, what organized data will help you in the future of construction when parametric modeling and AI really start to drive data-driven decisions for us. Having all of that data within a platform like Procore and building on it will make for this effort a lot easier as people start to reflect. I can see people, there's so many buildings that have been built, and all of that information resides in binders and drawings, and it's not really data available. As you organize yourself with data, Procore allows you to do that very efficiently. And then as you start to move into the future, you're going to thank yourself for having been organized in that way. Those who are digitally driven construction companies are really going to set themselves apart from those that aren't. And there's going to be a point in time where certain construction companies won't be able to keep up with those that are digitally minded. Owners, designers, builders, schedules, manufacturers, employees alike, everyone is going to be looking for the data of past buildings, current building, and then predictive data for future buildings. So I guess I would ask yourself and those who are attending this presentation, what is your digital strategy and how are you going to get there? Thank you.